Hello guys, good day to you all. You are welcome to Geo's Review channel. Today we are going into Sandra Okunzuwa TV's video titled By Hand for Error. Featuring in this video are Sandra Okunzuwa, Etim Effiong, and Audrey Harrison, and the rest. It's a story that showcases what we call a test in love. It involves sacrificing and a painful choices leading to a destiny. Kingsley happened to be a guy, that is very good in protecting and fighting for others within his locality. He lives in Ikorodu, along with Tola, who is, working with Miss Adaobi. Adaobi is like living in the elite side, as in Lekki, and Tolani had to lie that she's living in Lekki instead of in Ikorodu. So that was how they've been. Kingsley and Tolan had been, just neighbors, although Kingsley had interest in Tola. For good 3 years, Tola never, consent to Kingsley's idea. Why? Because she had the mind of, having a man, a guy that will be rich, be wealthy, and live in a fine area, mobile. But Kingsley doesn't have anything, he's poor. He's living with his mother and he doesn't have anything. You have to take care of a lady as such, as in what Tolani was expecting. Meanwhile, there is this clue that Kingsley's dad was beat to death as a result of this frame that they framed him. That he raped a 7-year-old child, termed pedophile, and the whole community had to, descended on him, and as they beat him to, to a place of, to a state of illness, and it was after that the father died. So this time around, Tolani couldn't, meet up, waking up on time to resume a work with Adobe, and she blamed it on Kingsley, that Kingsley was the one that called her in the night and disturbed her night sleep. So Adobe now sent her back from office that she came late, she's under suspension. But meanwhile, Adobe still called her back. And by the time she instructed her, calling her back, she said, okay, you need to report early. If you come so, then we retain you. But if you come late again, then you are sacked. So that was why, as Tolani told Kingsley now decided to take Tolani to their office that day. On getting to Adobe's office, as they were about, to enter Adobe's car, that was when they had bullets that eventually take the lives of the driver as well as the security man of Adobe. And from there, Kingsley had to, you know, help Adobe and Tolani out of the premises. And they ended up back to Ikorodu for safety, because the person that was after Adobe's life will still continue, looking out there for her. So it was as a result of that Kinsey took Adobe to stay in their house. So it was from there that Adobe now told Kingsley that she cannot, keep on hiding in that area. So she had to now get another apartment in a better place for them to stay for security reason. So that was how she now packed and took Kingsley and Tolan out of Ikorodu. So in their new place now, as they were living together in the building, doing their job, Kingsley is doing his work as the security guy. So it happened that the relationship between Adobe and Kingsley now became, becoming tighter and tighter the more they play together, they do things together, cook together, and all this stuff. And jealousy now came in through Tola, and she now planned that what she's going to do now is to frame Kingsley up, to show to Adobe that Kingsley wanted to rape her, and that was what she did. She succeeded. From the Adobe now had to chase Kingsley, send Kingsley out of her apartment, and the key continued doing their job together, Tolan and Adobe. But meanwhile, Kingsley didn't forget the fact that he has promised Adobe that he will secure her, he will protect her. So during the day and even in the night, wherever they were going, Kingsley always follow up. So it was from there that Kingsley now noticed that there is this guy trying to follow them, to know their movement. So from there, Kingsley now, as he was in the house, in the environment around the house, he now noticed that someone is about to shoot, coming towards him. And he tried to, in the attempt to collect the gun from the guy, he received the shot. That was how that guy ran away. But before he left, Kingsley made sure he asked him who really sent you. And from there, he now said it's Mr. Ade, that is one of the business partner that partners with Adobe. So that was how Adobe, who was in her room trying to do pregnancy test, as she wasn't feeling too well. She realized she's already pregnant, as the test shows. So upon hearing the gunshot, she and Tolani had to run to the scene, and they saw Kingsley lying helplessly. So they rushed him to the hospital. So it was at the hospital, but before they left, Kingsley looked at Tolani and told her to make sure she confessed, tell her the truth. And at the hospital, while the doctors were working on Kingsley, Adobe now recollected and now said, okay, Tolani, what was it that is the truth Kingsley wants you to tell me? And that was how Tolani now told Adobe that she framed everything out of jealousy. She framed it that Kingsley wanted to, or attempt to, rape her. And that was the height of it, of jealousy. And you could remember that Tolani also has, challenged Kingsley, telling Kingsley that his dad died. Why? Because he was a pedophile. And that really, wasn't all that easy to take that thing with Kingsley. That you people lie, you frame my dad up and you lie. And you know that was what led to the death of his dad. Why are you using it to talk to him? You make him to feel bad. And there are things, if you don't know the real truth, why using it against? So Kingsley was just that type of guy that has a good heart, was brought up rightly, and he could vouch for his late dad that he never did what they accuse him of. And I think that was one of the things that made Adelby to really love Kingsley the more. And at the end, Kingsley survived the shock and they got back together. So this story was so strong. It was fully sacrifice. You could see how destiny did it. Kingsley had the mind, of having Tolani as his lady, but eventually ended up with Adelby because Tolani even doesn't have the mind because she was looking for somebody that is rich and wealthy, whereas Adelby on the other hand was looking for someone is secured and a trustworthy person to be with her, and eventually she was granted that wish, getting a guy like Kingsley, since she was alone. So eventually, you see now she's pregnant and they were to live ever happily. I implore you all to like, share and comment on this video. God bless.